Hi, my name is Vincent Tancé, and I'm here with Ken Schwaber, co-creator of Scrum, founder of the Scrum Alliance, and more recently of Scrum.org. Ken has written books, The Enterprise in Scrum and Agile Project Management with Scrum. And we're very pleased to have Ken in Montreal today.
Excellent. I'm here with Vincent Tancé, who has been working with me on Scrum for a while and has taken many bruises and beatings in the process.
Thank you.
And should be rewarded for everything he does.
That's very nice of you. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Ken, I see Scrum as a widely adopted agile process. I see teams using Scrum vocabulary at least.
Yes.
And at the same time, I see those teams struggling to get a really done increment, something that's really potentially shippable at the end of the single sprint. So what do you think is happening?
I think software development is very hard. Yeah. And I think if we had waterfall before where we went months and months and months and we tried to build something that was very, very hard, and now if we've reduced it to one sprint, one iteration, maybe that's 1 month long, building something in a month is very, 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 very hard, much harder than before. And matter of fact, everything that we couldn't do very well before gets really visible that we can't do it now. So it becomes a challenge to us to improve our engineering practices, our engineering environment, our engineering infrastructure, so that we can actually competently build an increment of something a customer can use in one sprint.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's hard.
So basically, what was hard before, waterfall, over 18 months is now really hard every month.
Yeah, but that's why we got in our profession. We like hard challenges, right?
Hard problems to solve?
Yes. Before we had sloppy problems. Now we have hard problems. This is good.
What would you say are the biggest challenges for a team adopting Scrum in a month?
Well, for the developers on the team, the hardest thing, well, let's go. Second hardest is coming up to speed, increasing their engineering practices and their engineering infrastructure so they can actually build an increment within a sprint. Their second biggest challenge is a really weird one. It's psychological and cultural. It's only selecting as much work as they can actually completely build in the sprint. Every developer seems to have in their mind that they have to build a lot of stuff even if they don't actually complete it, and that at the end of the project they can finish it. To get them to say, I will not leave a debt behind of undone work. I will actually only select as much as I completely do in a sprint is an incredibly difficult psychological challenge for a developer. Waterfall did that to us.
Okay, so it sounds to me that developers have to master new skills to be able to deliver that down increment, something's really shippable at the end of the month. Do you have a few hints on that? What would be the most fundamental skills a Scrum development team should master?
Well, what we've seen is many of the developers that have used Waterfall have not risen to the occasion to learn some of the modern engineering practices like refactoring, test-driven development, acceptance test-driven development, the use of testing, refactoring, code coverage tools. So for them to learn those things and then apply them within a sprint as a cross-functional self-organizing team is the challenge. Probably the most significant one of those is not to build something that is of poor quality. And when you find poor quality, to refactor and test it out of it. My test of this is always, if you're willing to work on the code that you just built, then you probably built good code. If you regret having to work on code you just built, you probably didn't do it the way you should have. This has been a bit of a surprise to me. I thought we would bring in Scrum and we would unearth millions of really excellent engineers and developers and great customers wanting to optimize value. And much to my surprise, we're having to go back now within Scrum, and very much this is the work that we're doing with you and with Pixis, is developing courses which teach developers how to use these modern engineering practices on modern engineering tools to build an increment within an iteration. Much to my surprise, many of them couldn't do it, and this is where we came up with the comment from Martin Fowler that Scrum is flaccid. Now, I'm not sure what flaccid means, but I don't think it's a good thing. No. So these are programs intended to increase our virility, our strength, and reduce our flaccidity.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Vincent.